Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday, January 19th. You're listening to me reading stuff. I am Robin O'Neill. I'm an artist who just likes to read things out loud. That's why I started this. I realize I never say up front what this is all about, so people, the title, if the title of this podcast doesn't tell you what's going on, I guess that could be any number of things too, actually. It could be me doing reviews of books. It could be me reading recipes. Did you just hear my cat, Frankie? She talks a lot. When I sneeze, she meows. She says, bless you. Anyway, so that's who I am. Who the hell are you? Get out of here if you're a bigot of any kind. We really can't take him today. Today, the last day we have a president who cares about us, and it's breaking my heart. Anyway, do you guys have any skin conditions? I have so many. It's like new ones popping up every day. I don't know what's going on. Do I need to become a vegan? Do I need to go gluten-free? Help me out. Right now, it looks like I have herpes on my mouth. I think so. When I ask others, they say no, but what are they going to say? It's not like an open wound or anything, and I don't have herpes, but I also don't hate on herpes. Like, I get it. People get herpes. It's very common. I remember I used to be obsessed with looking up celebrities with herpes on their mouth, the mouth herpes, whichever kind that is. Herpes, let's just call it herpes M for mouth. Anyway, I don't have herpes, but I do think I've just got weird eczema that's like getting worse as I get older. So I've got little weird dry patches. But when things get close to your orifices like that, it's gross. Why do I always want to tell how gross I am? Let's move on. Positives. What's your favorite sound? I want to hear that. You guys always, when you answer these questions, just do it on Twitter or Instagram. My name is Robin O'Neill. It's at ROBYN_ONEIL. How's your mom doing? Do you even like your mom? What sound bothers you? I like to hear about people's love and hatred of sounds. It's not a sound, but I hate terracotta, and I do hate it when a terracotta pot hits the little plate terracotta. Oh my God, I hate it so much. Let's see. Dill, the herb. Do you like it? Parsley, the herb. Do you love it? It's my favorite food, parsley is. The new Gilmore Girls. Did you hate it? And last, what was the last book you read? And did you hate it? The last book it's not the last book I read, the second to last book I read, I did hate. So much that I didn't want it in my house for any longer than I had to. So I went ahead and I walked it down to my auto mechanics. They have a little lending library, and I left it there. And I told the guy, I said, hey, this is considered a good book, but I hated it. That's why I'm giving it to you. And he didn't care at all. I don't even think he responded to me. Anyway, this podcast, I never talk shit about writers or because I do hate a lot of writing. I do hate a lot of poetry. I just happen to keep it on the positive tip over here. So, the initials of the writer, I'll tell you that just to see if anyone can guess. It's G as in Gogo Bordello and S as in Samantha Fox. GS. All right, moving on. I'm sorry, I know I already read from Mary Ruefle's My Private Property, but I wanted to read one more. And I'm just going to launch into it. You guys, this is from Wave Books. It just came out. I'm going to put a link in the description of the podcast so you can go check it out at your local library. All right. This is called The Woman Who Couldn't Describe a Thing If She Could. And I can't describe to you how much I love this story/poem, prose poem. We have a house. There is a roof and there are windows. I think they are square. You can see through them, that's for sure. There is a door to go into and out of the house. It works both ways. And a floor. We left the house in a car. The car had wheels. There were 4 of them. And there was a door for going into and out of the car. Actually, there were 4 doors. There were 4 of us too. So we each had our own door. Inside, there was only room to sit down and a strap that went across your body in case there was an accident. An accident is when something happens that is not supposed to happen, and you don't want it to, but it does anyway. We did not have an accident that day. We went to a restaurant instead. The car stayed outside the restaurant, and we stayed inside the restaurant. A restaurant is a place that will cook for you. You give them money for the cooking, or for the eating. I'm not sure which. You probably already know this, but eating is when the food goes inside your body. Later it comes out a different door in another way. When I said the car had 4 doors, I forgot number 5, the little door where the gas goes in. So we 4 were in the restaurant. Some of the food was good, and some of the food was bad, but it cost the same. As you eat, you have a conversation. A conversation is talking between people. One person said, "I'm tired of the heat," and another said, "Me too." I said, "I kind of like it." The last of us said, "Could we talk about something other than the weather?" I thought that was an interesting thing to say. A thought is silent talking to yourself in your head, but you can still hear it. This is the number one difference. After the eating and the conversation, one of us gave money for these things. You just hand it over. For a moment, you can see it. It is moving from one hand to another hand, and you can see it. It is paper. But it is not usually shown. Most of the time, you keep your money out of sight. It is hardly ever in the air. It is not like a necklace or something. But at such and such time, you take it out and give some of it away. You never give your necklace away. All the same, a necklace is a sign of money. It just is. You show the sign that you have things hidden. It goes back and forth like a conversation. 2 of us were wearing necklaces and 2 of us were not. That is a fact I added together later, so you would know. We left the restaurant by the door. There was the car. In the car, we did not have a conversation. We left the car when it was looking at the house. Inside the house, there was an accident. Accidents happen so fast, you never really see them, so no one can really talk about them. After the accident, there was another conversation. It was longer than the conversation we had in the restaurant, even though there were 4 of us in the restaurant, and now there were only 3. Then it was time for bed. A bed is where you sleep. If you have a necklace, you take it off. Both you and the necklace change from an upright position to a downright position, but not together. You close your eyes, which have been open all day. You close your mouth, which has been open all day. You think about the day. You have a whole day to yourself. Then you begin to see things inside your head which you did not put there. It is very dark outside your head, and you cannot see much there. But you can see the put things inside your head. When that happens, you know you're asleep. You might not know it, but you are. You are asleep. The day is done. You can't describe it anymore. That's life. It's over. Wow. I think that, what do I think? I think it's hard for me to talk about that one. I can see how people would find that one amusing in a way that their amusement would bother me or something, if that makes sense, because I find it to be extremely heavy. I get that it's also written in an amusing way, but it really kind of guts me. You guys, sorry, I'm kind of in a mood today, and that's okay. It's going to be a weird weekend, but I'll see all you guys on Saturday. And speaking of seeing you guys, thank you to everybody. A lot of you guys came out, a lot of listeners to this podcast came out to my screening that I did, that I got to do for my animation at the Echo Park Film Center. And that was so nice of you. Thank you so much. The nicest thing you guys can do for me is to tell your friends about this podcast if you think they are even mildly interested in words. A lot of people are turned on to poetry because of this thing. Let's get even more involved. You guys, take good care of yourselves. Forgive yourselves. All shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of thing shall be well. That's Julian of Norwich to give you a new quote to make you feel good. I'm Robin O'Neill. I'll talk to you guys soon. Goodbye.